Hi everybody, Jamie Pay here, and in this video today I'm going to add this to the Embellished Clusters series. That is an ongoing series here on the channel, and I want to show you what that's all about next. Let's go. Today's Embellished Cluster is going to find itself on a layout. So let me kind of set that up for a little bit here. I kind of went back and forth for many reasons, and I think I'm going to unpack that in another video another time. Okay, so the last video I did, I just unboxed brand new 49er Market Nature Study. And so that is all over my desk right now, and I have like a million ideas. I can hardly settle on one. That's kind of the problem I have right now. What I did when I was kind of prepping for that unboxing video is I put together some real quick embellished clusters. Let me talk about these for a moment. I'm going to start from the bottom up. I talked about this ledger paper that I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and now I've already started using it in this tag, and this tag is probably going to be an intro page on my July album, my family album. And so it starts with this ledger pager. I came in here actually with some Stampers Anonymous stamps and Evergreen Bough to give some background, along with the rub-ons. This is from Nature Study, and the colors just worked perfectly. Then after I had a little bit of a background, I came in here with this ticket. I don't know if you can see this ticket very well. It's actually from Tranquility. It's not even from Nature Study. I keep all my ephemera together, and I went through and found that. I'm like, that works. It works. And a lot of times those pieces will interact seamlessly inside of these collections. So just pay attention to that for additional elements. And so on top of that went the butterfly, and it was a rub-on from the wings. I have those rub-ons right here, and I rubbed it on acetate and then fussy cut it out, popped it up on that ticket. I tucked in the postage stamp here from Nature Study. The Stay Curious is also a rub-on, and I just rubbed that to a piece of cardstock and popped it up here with actually hot glue. And then this poor leaf, it's all these acetate leaves. I have more somewhere actually, but I am kind of blowing through them. I haven't even made this permanent yet, but it needs to be a permanent part of this cluster. And then I think that's it. That's all I did. I don't really have a whole lot layered on there. This was one of the first ones I did. Not all classrooms have 4 walls, and that will be from also Nature. All this is from Nature Study. This is Nature Study background paper, 12 by 12, trimmed down to like a 3 by 4 card. It's actually going to make for a great memory dex card. And then there's our acetate leaf. This is also kind of a moth from the wings rub-on, postage stamp, and a color swatch. That's also from rub-ons. That's kind of how easy those particular embellished clusters were. Now what I'm going to do today, like I already warned you, was this layout. I have a layout in mind, and I'm going to kind of take this idea and translate it to my layout. Okay, I'm pretty sure if I let it that this video could be very long, and so because I just want to really get to the whole cluster part of this video, I'm going to sort of kind of speed it up a little bit. I say that, and then I'm like, there's so many things I want to share with you. I'm doing what I did here. This is a great little kind of a sketch thing to do. I've basically kind of sketched out what I'm going to do. So I'm basically implicating it. I have no idea what that means. I am basically imitating it to be able to just have the same thing going on here on this page as I have here on my little cluster. And so I love this grunged stamp set from Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous. It just comes in with this whole beautiful background approach. So I'm going to finish up the background here, and then we'll keep moving to the cluster part. Before I do that though, see, I knew I should have did this. I have on my notes to make sure I come in here and pencil in my file. This is File Essentials. This one here is from Tranquility, and there is also one with Nature Study, and I failed to get that, and I'm feeling like now I should have done that. I'm going to just come in here and add some of the stamping right here. But you can see how pretty that is. It's pretty. So I'm just kind of stamping loosely on the back of here, and I'm stamping some of it off before I come into here. I think I'm going to come right here with this. Okay, so I do love these Stamping Essentials. I have used them. You could make these, but you could make it as good as that because it looks like an actual envelope, so that's super fun. Okay, let's just kind of move ahead with this for a moment. Okay, so based on our sample here, I need a ticket, I need a butterfly, I'm going to use a postage stamp washi, and I'll need a sentiment. So I have here the cover to the 12 by 12 pack. A couple things about this pack. Number one, the Nature Study pack has already sold out at ScrapbookCom. I went and checked, and it's just unbelievable how quickly the components can start to thin out. Of course, I've already clicked notify me, and that's just what you got to do. So if you're hoping to get your hands on the pack, you're going to have to just pick up the papers individually until that gets back into stock. Just a little public service announcement there for you. But the second thing about those packs is that you have all these like ephemera cutaway pieces on the back that are super handy and super perfect. And so I'm kind of winging it here. The rest of this part I'm winging because I hadn't quite exactly figured out what all is going to work for my clusters. So this is too big, and I knew that. I don't want the whole thing. I'm just going to cut it in half. I'll probably rough up my edges as well. And so then after this part, I'm going to need the butterfly. So I'm going to grab a piece of acetate and pick a butterfly and rub that out on the, transfer it to the acetate, and then fancy cut it. Okay, we have our butterfly. This is just like one of my most funnest, bestest, greatest ways of using those. Well, any of the rub-ons. I mean, the foliage would work like that if you had flowers. The butterflies, obviously, excuse me, are super, super wonderful. So I'm going to see if I can hide my little pop-up dot here behind it. That's the other kind of downside. I might have to come in here. Well, you know, I think that's going to be okay. I don't really actually think you see it. So the square foam, could have also used a 1/8 inch strip, would have been fine back there. Okay, and so with the postage stamps, because they come on this roll like this, there's a lot of times where I want something that's way down on the line. So I have pulled a bunch off already, and it's really warm in my studio today, so they're kind of curling, but I just put them on parchment paper from my kitchen until I am ready to use another one. I'm going to kind of put this one in here. I want that wonder part to show. Actually, it's just perfect. Okay, then I've been using these guys a lot. Let me see, they're called officially Vintage Labels from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. So I used part of the scrap paper from Nature Study, and this is going to be for my sentiment. Not quite exactly sure where that's going to go. I am kind of playing with this idea still, but I do think it's ultimately going to end up over here, and I think that's going to just be fine. So that's going to be a rub-on as well from, I think, from Wings. There was a sentiment I saw in here. Let me find it. I think it's the remember this right in the middle. So since that's way in the middle like that, I'm going to take my craft knife and move my stuff out of the way and cut that out of there. And that way I don't have to cut through all these other pieces and kind of break up my paper before I'm ready to do that. So remember this moment, I think is perfect. I think it's going to fit on this. Probably could have even used a bit of a small, but maybe not. I think this is a good size label. What I was going to say is you probably could have used a smaller label, but I think I'm just going to make her work. I think I'm just going to make this work. And actually my cluster here is pretty fine just the way it is. There is one more element that I do want to add to it. So let's get this in place, and then I'm going to pull those pieces out and show you what I'm talking about. All right, there we go. What do you think? There? Here? Oh, maybe here. Oh, maybe right there. Okay, so as far as my cluster goes, the last thing I wanted to do was to add, which is part of our formula from the first session, is a foliage piece. Now, I know I have all these, but these are actually just way too big for what I wanted, and I didn't really want to cut them down. I just wanted something different. So remember when I was oohing and eyeing over this paper in the unboxing? Which is this called? I love the names. Observations. That's lovely. Well, I decided I just want a simple piece of foliage, and so this cozy foliage came in handy. This is a brand new set. And you know what? Here's the truth. Do you want to know the truth? Because I really only know how to tell the truth. The truth is, I just wanted an excuse to use this. I'm dying to use that. Be sure to, make sure you follow, especially my Facebook page, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be seeing a lot of this on there pretty soon, because I am just ready to break it wide open. But I did love this contrast of this print. And so this is basically what our cluster on a layout looks like at this point. So you can kind of see, of course, with this one, I had this guy tucked in here, right? So that's pretty good interpretation, huh? I love that. So if you, here's my biggest tip here of the day. Oh, actually there's several tips. I'm going to go back and listen to hear all my tips. The tip for today is, just take your stuff out and play. And sometimes you're going to either find an actual element for a layout, because I could put this on a layout. This could be on the other side, the matching side, right? Or you're just going to get an idea and you're going to say, oh, hey, you know what? I really like this, and let's play it out here on my page. And I'm going to mess with these guys and get them into place. They're going to do something like this. And this is going to be kind of up here on this so you can see the whole picture, especially that baby. And yeah, so I'll finish putting this together. Thank you so much for watching. And this is, we're going to call this Embellished Clusters 103. Thank you, students, for being in class. And if you have any questions, if there's something you'd like me to unpack in another of the series, please let me know in the comments. I'd love a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.